Hi everybody, and welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz. That's Jack.
Hello everybody.
Mike behind the camera with his idea for his recipe. So we're going to do this. What we're going to do is an entire pork chop dinner for under 10 bucks. This is going to be great. Let's get to it. Alright, so strap in is going to be a long one. So this one we left out. We found this pack of these really thick pork chops for like $6. It's one of those things you always got to shop around. It's like $6.60. Super cheap. It's super big, so we just got to hope for that. The sour cream chive thing's great. The one can of green beans, just one can, but it's like a pound.
It's a pound.
The jalapenos are completely optional, right? We're in Texas, so it's not really optional. And then we got all our vegetables here. We got some bell peppers that we chopped up and had frozen already. We just kind of thawed them out and patted them down so they don't look bad. You're gonna need about 2 tablespoons of butter for the potatoes and like a tablespoon for everything else. We're only going to use like half of an onion at the most.
If even that.
And then just a handful of cloves of garlic. Like I think we got like 4 or 5 of them. So start these off. Like I usually do this, especially if I'm doing something like this, like I'm using the different like rubs and things. Get you a plate and take and put it on here. And then, what is that, rib tickler or something or other? I usually use it for grilling and things.
Yep, I use it like it's like a sweet kind of seasoning.
Okay, so I always use one hand to shake and one hand to handle the pork because, let's face it, it's raw pork. You don't want to be just grabbing it and contaminating your entire place.
It's gross.
So, put the seasoning down, just use one hand, press and turn, press and turn. Super easy. See how thick these things are? I'm going to reiterate that over and over because I was amazed every time I turn these things.
These things were steel at HB.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's a Texas place. Now, this is something we found there. Lime pepper. I've never seen this before, so we bought it just to try it. And it is very green.
Very green. I did not
I had to get a close
that.
up right there at my own face. Just like, that's green. Like, I was really surprised at it.
It's like somebody ran a green crayon through a cheese grater.
Right, and the little shaker thing went great. Now I had my pig hand on the other hand, so I had to get some off-screen help. Jack, open it for me.
Here you go.
Which seems to be a running gag in this episode. This stuff is just, it's bright green, like green eggs and ham style. Like, no, we tried the Lowry seasoning salt because it's part of the song, right? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and Lowry seasoning salt. So you do the same thing with these, but you do it very light because that's just straight salt. You don't have to do this. These are all optional kind of things. Just salt and pepper is fine. Be sure to wash your hands over and over because this is raw pork. Wash everything. And we got those set. Now, there's a trick to getting the skin off of garlic using like a glass jar, but that's for another video. We'll do that later. So the easiest way to do it is just take your knife, you can push down to crack it, and then you can pull the skins off. Ta-da!
Magic. No hard work at all.
Wizard did it. So you get all those pulled off. Now, I'm not a trained professional, as you well know. So this is me chopping garlic. Right? And you're trying to get it as small as possible. So you just chop the heck and watch your fingers.
Don't cut yourself.
And then just get mad. I did this hangry. It's not my fault. I just
give up.
Just chopped it up on screen so I didn't tear my finger off. Now, onion. Like I said, we're only using like half of what we had there. Right?
Yep.
This is another one of those things you can freeze and it'll be good. So we use half of this. And we're only going to slice this in half and then quarter it long ways, right?
Yes, quartered onion.
That way you get the big pieces for when you're sauteing and stuff. What we're going to do in the frying pan. So you don't want them teeny tiny because they'll tend to just kind of turn to mush real quick.
You have a hard time.
But you don't want them too big where you have to like sit down and saw your vegetables.
Yep.
And our bell peppers we already did. Again, this is something that we've already chopped up and froze for a while and came back to. I just thought them out. You can do it frozen. It's not a big deal. But that's how we do it. Now, Texas. Again, completely optional. The jalapenos. We love them here. But easiest way is just cut the stems off. Now, some people take out the innards.
I don't like doing that.
I never do that myself. Like, you can kind of see it here. Like, some people take those out. I don't do it.
You're throwing out a lot of good jalapeno if you do that.
And then just have it again. So it's just all quartered all over. Now be careful. Because when you cut yourself cutting jalapenos, it burns like fire. Now you're going to need 2 1/4 cup of water for the potatoes. Now you have to have boiling. So go ahead and put that on and preheat your oven to 400. Just follow the instructions.
Get that out of the way.
And then once you do that, you got that preheat and the other one boiling. Get you one of these casserole dishes. You can get those like resale shop for like 50 cents if you're lucky. right?
Yeah.
They're all over. You're supposed to open this up and put them out.
And
I had never seen this before. This is a new
chips in a box.
Yeah, it looked like really hard. It kind of confused me.
I've never seen this before myself, so I'm not the only one.
It's unflavored potato chips. And if you're wondering why these packages are already opened, because this is like the 10th take, because somebody's small child was screaming in the back every time we try to do this. So shout out to little Ezra for screwing up like half the night's work. So I decided to try it and see if it was a potato. It's not a potato chip. So once you get it in here, you got 2/3 of a cup of milk. You're only supposed to use 2 tablespoons. Now, if you look on these, they actually show you where the tablespoons are on the butter, which is really handy when you figure that out. I thought it was like advertisements and Illuminati stuff. It was just decoration on the side of the butter.
Yeah.
But no, it actually shows you where the tablespoons are. So be careful with the boiling water.
Don't get it on you.
Yeah, I was terrified. You can see I was white knuckling it. Just pour that in. Now you're supposed to stir this in, but that's boiling ass water, and I'm not going to burn myself for it. And then just take that 2 tablespoons and just splop that down right on top of it, and then add your milk. Now you're supposed to stir this in. I didn't stir it in while it's coming in, but you got to kind of get those lumps of the mix and stuff in there, and kind of let that butter in there.
Mix it up.
Smart, I would have put the butter first and let that boiling ass water go over the top of it. See, once you get to that, fine soup consistency.
Looks like cream of
oven
mushroom.
should be preheated. Just put it in there. And for 35, be able to set a timer on your phone. And put it in there and get ready to go. Now, green beans. Usually we're doing this because Jack likes watching me get mad at can openers.
Can't do it.
I can. I'm used to this. Like, I don't. It's not used to big people on the thing. I think that's what it is. I couldn't get this in. I got mad. Then I called for a stunt double.
All right, move aside here. Let me get this. See, you just gently move it. There you go.
I want it open now. I need my 1 pound of green beans right now. So angry. Stupid can opener. I hate it. You too, green beans.
See, wasn't that easy?
Now that that's open, now leave the top on it and go and just dump it out and strain it, right? Ugh. Once you get all the juice and stuff out of it, take this lid up. Be careful, because it's going to be sharp, especially because an idiot couldn't do the can opener right and left a jagged-ass edge on there.
Don't cut yourself.
And there's the problem. It's French style. You mean freedom-style green beans. Dated joke from 2001. So, put your big one, we're going to be doing our pork chops in, and the small one's going to be our green beans. So you want both of them at about medium to medium-high to start off with. And then we're going to put a tablespoon of butter in that one. We're going to use olive oil in this one. You can use butter in both, or olive oil in both. I just prefer the taste of the butter on the green beans and the pork. I want that and the seasoning kind of speak for itself.
Yeah.
All right, so let that heat up. Slide your butter around. Look at all that flavor.
That's a lot of butter.
That's a lot of cholesterol. It just tastes awesome.
Like from a heart stop.
And then just take that. Oh yeah. Take this part out. Unless you don't like the people you're feeding, you can leave that in. It's like a surprise in a cereal box.
Totally optional.
Who got the lid? Who got the bloody lip? Match this around. Now, again, these green beans are cooked, so you're just wanting to heat them up and season them, right? So we put garlic powder on it. You could use some more of the cloves that we had, but I didn't want to take the time to peel them and deal with all that stuff.
That 30
and
minutes
then just
of work.
take and fold this over again. Get that butter and the garlic powder all over everything, and just let it heat up in the corner. Give it a stir every now and then. We'll come back to it and put it at about a medium heat, and you're fine. Now this one, it should be heating up that entire time that you're in there. Go ahead and put your pork in. Remember your pork hand. Keep that pork hand strong. Get it over here where that oil is. Our skillet's kind of had a divot inverted in the middle. So.
Yeah.
So we took half of it that way, and we went ahead and put the vegetables in the other half. All right, make sure to get all that grease and pig juice on the other side.
Oh man!
So you
pig juice?
Yeah, the pork is pig. I hope you know that.
I do know that, but the term pig juice. Okay, sautéing vegetables.
All right, so you get the vegetables, you get them on there, spread them around. You don't want to move them around too much, but you can't just leave them flat because they'll just burn on one side. All right, don't want to do it too much. And as thick as these things are, the pork chops, it's going to take a while. So go ahead and turn your heat down a little bit, at least to medium.
You want it to simmer. You don't want it to burn.
Like I said, just keep your green beans Good stir every now and then. That is a lot of green beans.
It's a pound of green beans. You got to feed a family.
And we got
here.
it for like 80 cents though. So yeah, we're
That
gonna
was a steal.
feed a family of 6. Again, sauteing these and just keep them flipping around the wall. Don't be worried if you got to pull them out early if they're cooking faster than the pork and stuff, because the pork's gonna cook really slow. Make sure to turn it over. You can see that kind of brown on there, which is tricky when you're using seasoning and stuff while you're cooking, because it'll start to, make it look different colors. And you can see where it's only cooking like half of it here. That's why we're turning it over and doing it slow. But the seasoning will make it look like it's browner and it's cooking, but it's just the seasoning that's bleeding off on it.
It's not nearly as done as it looks.
Be sure to wash your hands. It doesn't matter how many times you got to wash your hands when you're doing this. Now pull those. We pull these out, right? And then we put our jalapenos in the second half, right? Because we have
people that can't handle heat.
we have a split household where some people don't like jalapenos and some people do. So we went ahead and did sauteed jalapenos. I guess that's a thing. Yeah. Welcome to Texas, I guess.
It's crazy how some people can't handle heat in the state.
Well, I mean, it's the summers almost kill me every year. But yeah. So again, make sure this is nice and stir. Once it starts getting nice and warm, you can feel it up there. You're good. You can go ahead and cover it and pull it off of there. And you kind of see the heat there. Good.
And that's
and
done.
You take it and just turn it down to like a low simmer and let it sit. If you're going to be cooking for like another 30 minutes, go ahead and turn it off. Other than that, leave it there and you're good. Nice. Again, I keep harping on how thick these things are. And you can see, so the easiest way to do this is to build pork henge. You're going to stand them up and you can kind of see where the sides need to be cooked and stuff. So you just flip them over and you build this horrible architecture. It looks like a caveman built it out of pork.
Pork sitting down.
And that's where you go. And you got to pray to our patron saint, not age you to look down on us at pork henge. It's a holy site for all cooks and people who enjoy good food. Amen. And then lay them down and let them cook some more. Don't be ashamed to cook one, cut one open and check it and you see it looks cooked, and you open it up and it starts bleeding like you hit an artery.
That's definitely not done.
It needs to cook a little longer. So these actually cooked for about 35 minutes for what we did.
Oh, what did we learn?
that hot onions look like cold onions. That's what I learned. It's kind of like glass. You can't tell if glass is hot or whatever.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and pulled these off. Got the jalapeno all over everything. Now put on your fake hands. The alarm went off. It's been 35 minutes. Then potatoes. The potatoes were worth this entire. You can kind of see when you flip this over. Like seasoned salt's even worse. Where it turns to that brown color where it's barely even cooked. You can kind of see. And the green stayed. It surprised me at how green it stayed at the end. And how little it was lime flavored. It was just like a hint of it, which is really nice. It wasn't even as strong as like the hint of lime chips you get. And there you have it. I mean, it cost us like right at $8-9 total and feed 6 to 8 people. If you have more people, you can slice them big, thick pork chops in half and be done with it.
Yep.
And it was great. It was actually really good and really cheap.
That was an amazing price finding those pork chops that way.
Yeah, that's one thing you got to shop around and look for. All right, there we go. Had that done. Trust me, they all turned out really great. Even the green ones. That citrus was great for me. I love that kind of stuff. So from now on, you can always check us over here on YouTube, Tuesdays and Fridays. We might throw a little video in between. We got a couple of different formats we're trying out. So like, share, subscribe. Be sure to follow us. Ring the little bell for notifications. It's all down in the description. You can see us over on Instagram at Living Between, or on Facebook at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. You can even find us on Patreon if you want to try to throw a little patronage that way. We'd really much appreciate it. Thank you very much to all our patrons so far. We're over there on at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen there. If not, we'll see you back here Tuesday, Friday.